What's up guys, Sal here. So the launch of the Galaxy S11 is almost 4 months away and we already have a fair idea of what to expect from the 11th generation of Galaxy S devices. Recently we learned that it will have a 5x optical periscope zoom camera. There are also some reports that it could feature either a 90Hz or 120Hz display. And today, a benchmark leak is suggesting that the Galaxy S11 will be Samsung's tallest mainstream smartphone ever, almost be as tall as Sony's Xperia 1. When Sony designed the Xperia 1, they had the cinematic viewing experience in mind, similar to the ultra-wide TVs and monitors, and since then we didn't actually see any other OEM hopping on that 21:9 aspect ratio train, except the Essential phone, which doesn't actually count because it's ridiculously tall and impractical. But it looks like Samsung is coming close to the Xperia 1's aspect ratio. The Galaxy S11's HTML5 browser test reveals that the handset will have a 20:9 aspect ratio. To give you some perspective, the Galaxy S10 and Note 10 have a 19:9 aspect ratio display. So that means two things. One, the display is getting marginally bigger on the Galaxy S11. Second, the bezels are going even smaller. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus already has very tiny bezels, and this benchmark is suggesting that Samsung is reducing that tiny bezel even more. It's also worth mentioning that Samsung already has two smartphones with a 20:9 aspect ratio display. One is the all-screen Galaxy A80 and the other is the Galaxy A70. Seeing this aspect ratio, if you are wondering the Galaxy S11 would also have a full screen display, then I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news because that's not gonna happen. The Galaxy S11 will have a punch hole display just like the Galaxy Note 10, albeit it's gonna be smaller. The Galaxy S11 will be the first handset to have the next generation of flagship Snapdragon processor, the Snapdragon 865, and it has already been benchmarked, which shows some impressive gains. Ice Universe posted on Twitter that the chipset scores 4,250 single-core and 13,300 multi-core points. That's a little over 20% increase compared to the Snapdragon 855, which is really impressive. Apple's latest A13 Bionic chip has a little better multi-core score and way better single-core score, but we need to keep in mind that the Snapdragon 865 is still in development, which means these numbers will only get better in the finalized version of the chipset. This time, the Exynos 9830 will be built on the same architecture as the Snapdragon 865, so we can expect similar numbers for the Exynos 9830 as well. Anyway, the Galaxy S11 will be launched somewhere in February next year, so we still have a lot of time to figure out the features of the device, so if you want to keep updated with all the information, then please consider subscribing. So it looks like the Galaxy Fold is a success even with a crazy price tag. It keeps on selling out in record times in markets like South Korea, India, and Malaysia. Part of the reason is that Samsung is selling limited quantities of these handsets, and also for the fact that there's a lot of excitement surrounding this new form factor. And that's the reason Samsung has decided to expand the sales of the Galaxy Fold in more markets. Japan, Poland, Mexico, Switzerland, and China are the next countries to get this foldable device. Anyway, do let me know what do you think about the Galaxy S11's tall display down in the comments. And as always, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.